What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today we're back with my 1984 Chevy C20 Silverado. It's got a fuel system issue and I decided to just throw a parts cannon at it. I don't feel like really messing with too much under the hood of this. It's currently got an Edelbrock 1406. I'm sorry, it's got an Edelbrock 1406 on it. It's really unfortunate that somebody trashed the Quadrajet because they deleted the cruise control, they deleted the step-up motor, the solenoid for the air conditioning, and yeah, they threw an Edelbrock on it. Not that there's anything wrong with Edelbrock, I got no problem with them, but this truck I found had been sitting for probably the better part of around 20 years. I've got a set of tires out back that were dated, do you remember what the date code on those were? 04. November of 2004.
Yep.
20 years ago. So obviously somebody got under the hood of this and they put a new fuel pump on it. The fuel pump is brand new. You can clearly see, maybe, if I can get you guys down there, you can clearly see a brand new fuel pump. But if you look at the fuel filter, it's brown. That used to be clear. So I got to thinking, I was like, you know, it runs super rich. It cuts out at certain speeds. Whenever you're hitting on the throttle, it'll completely cut out. This spring is this spring is tight. There's dual springs. Yeah, these are two springs. Good Lord. The throttle, the gas pedal is heavy, man. I mean, super heavy. And you can just smell the gas blowing right out the exhaust when you're standing next to it. It's bad. Now, Edelbrock's probably one of the easier carburetors to rebuild.
Yeah.
It's not difficult. I'm sure I could do it. I don't want to. So I want to make it very clear. I don't care. I don't care about the carburetor. What I did is I figured it's probably been a while since this thing's had a tune-up, judging by the plug wires. So, like I said, parts cannon time. I went and I bought an Edelbrock 1906. This is the updated AVS2 carburetor. It's supposed to be a far superior carburetor. All right, with that said, I think the first thing I want to start with is the carburetor. It sits right on top of the engine. Work our way from the top down. It's literally 4 bolts, a couple clamps. This is going to be really hard.
Oh.
Are you up for this?
Oh, it hurt. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, 8 spark plugs, plug wires, cap rotor, and a carburetor. This should be relatively simple. And if you don't, I forgot to introduce you because we're recording multiple videos the same night.
True.
Santa's Workshop, everybody.
Ho, 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 ho.
See, that's why he's Santa, and the beard, obviously. You guys got to see him around Christmas time. You'll understand why he's called Santa. Go check out Santa's Workshop on YouTube. I will put a link directly to his video, to his channel.
There you go.
Right below this video. He's always out here helping us, and he's got some really, I mean, not just 1 or 2 or 3. He's got a lot of projects over at his house, and he's always working on something cool. So go check him out, please. We're going to jump into this with a carburetor and fuel filter, and I'd be willing to bet that changes how this whole thing runs.
Oh, I'm sure.
I guarantee it. This thing sat for many, many years, and I think that carburetor, although it looks really good, I got a hunch that carburetor's probably pretty gummed up, and it's in pretty rough shape. If the fuel filter is any resemblance of what is inside that carburetor, it's not going to be good. And look at this. Do you see this hose?
Uh-huh.
Factory.
Yep.
GM hose.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, it might still have the factory belts on it. I didn't even think. Oh, wow, those belts they're cracked pretty good. Huh? I might need to buy some belts. Take a look over here on the alternator. The alternator.
Yep.
Yeah. Before we go too far in this truck, God, I drove this thing like 400 miles.
Well, I know they've been off because somebody put PS on the power steering.
Okay. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to buy a few belts for this thing too, but we'll start with the basics and just get a tune-up done. And part of this tune-up is going to be the carburetor. So we've already run into a problem. How tall are you? 6'5"?
6'5".
How's reaching into that engine bay to work?
Barely.
Barely. Now, I want to tell everybody I came up with an idea. Does anybody know what this tool is right here? Yeah, this is a tool. Do you know what this is?
Oh, yeah.
You know what this is?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm about to do.
That's a straighter valve core remover.
Bingo. And if you guys are wondering what that means, these tires are 85s. That's top to bottom.
Those are big tires.
Those are tall tires. So I'm going to show you guys, if you're having problems leaning over the hood of your 3/4 ton 1980s Chevy, well, hell, this would apply to any of them.
Yeah.
Just come over here. Take off the valve stem cover, cap, whatever. I like to sit it in the tread. I like to stick it in there so it doesn't fall. Take your valve core tool and get ready, because she's gonna blow. I say that, there we go. Be very careful with this. There are rubber O-rings that you don't want to damage. We're going to sit our valve core right there. And here in just a couple minutes, working on this truck, it's going to be as easy as working on that Monte Carlo. Would you take a look at this? This was honestly it's a great idea, man. A great idea. So now that the tires are all but flat, look how easy you can get up under the hood of this thing. And look, I can reach the spark plugs, and it's not all the way down yet. It's still got a little ways to go.
Wow.
But bingo, I can get to the spark plug wires. I can get to all my spark plugs now. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
That's nice.
And you're taller than me, so it's going to make it even easier for you.
Oh, yeah. Now I'll be hitting my head on the hood.
Perfect. Let me film that. So Santa's already found a problem. Boy, this truck is just giving us nothing but headaches, Mike.
Well, take a good close look.
Yep.
That's
Are you serious?
That's how tight that was.
Just that one?
Every one of them.
All of them. In other words, I can't wait to see what kind of an adapter plate that they put on the bottom of it. Hopefully they put gaskets
Yeah.
on it, you know?
Now, I see gaskets.
Okay,
Gaskets
good.
on both sides of it.
So the carburetor was loose. It could have been sucking air.
It was not, it was snugged down, but it was not taut.
Lovely. Is that carburetor already coming off? Wow. Old car things. Is there a...
That one there on the back.
Oh, to the brake booster?
Yep.
And it's metal, isn't it?
It is.
I forgot all about those. Look at that. That's it.
That's it.
It's got a gasket.
Yeah, but...
Ooh, look at the brown fuel coming out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Do that again. Other side. Like the coming out of the back. Wow. Oh, yeah. Ooh.
That's some stout stuff right there.
That smells good. So somebody put the adapter plate on there. And, God, I wish it had the... Oh, that's screwed in.
Oh, is it?
Yep. There's going to be studs in there somewhere. Holding that.
Nope.
There's not?
Nope.
So it should just pop up then.
No!
You sure?
I'm positive.
Where's a hammer? Hammers fix everything. Santa means business. He's got the rubber mallet out. He ain't messing around. You sure there's no studs in there?
I don't see a one.
They usually are flush. They're like hex.
Yeah, but come here and look. This hole here goes off into air. This hole here is where the bolt come down.
I think you're right. No, I don't. I don't see anything.
I think they glued it on.
No.
So we're probably going to have to chisel.
Oh, why? Why? You know, really the right thing to do is get rid of this intake and just go with a cheap Edelbrock or something, or one of those Chinese ones that you found online, you know? That's the way to go. We need to come back in another video. I know you guys are going to be mad at me because you're killing the originality, but I think it'd be nice to put just some cheap headers on it. A little dual exhaust, you know, nice sounding, not anything obnoxious, just something,
Those that
something nice.
They're hooker.
Oh, well, see, that's a little...
Ceramic coated.
It's a little better than what I was... You know, a nice little intake, some valve covers, just to spruce it up under here a little bit. Some headers would make it look nice. I don't know. I don't think that's doing anything. Oh, I think that did it. Did they glue it or no?
No.
No, it's just...
It was just that well stuck.
That's actually a pliable gasket.
Yeah.
No kidding. You could probably oh, that's a good gasket.
Mr. Gasket.
Mr. Gasket, yeah. Well, golly. That's where I love the Quadrajet. And the reason why is you see the size of those bores. Look how small the front bores are. So when you're just needing to get around town, you know, it's that city commute stuff. Well, it runs on these tiny little bores, and when you need the power, boy, there's nothing like the sound of a Quadrajet's back two barrels opening up. That whoa, whoa!
You can actually get better fuel mileage out of a Quadrajet than you can out of a 2-barrel.
That doesn't surprise me. Look how small. I mean, those are teeny tiny, and those are your primaries.
As long as you keep your foot out of it.
Yes.
And just use those front 2 barrels, you're using less gas than what a 2-barrel will put in.
Yeah, because the 2-barrel is going to have bigger bores.
They got bigger bores. And
bigger jets.
Yeah, they're constantly, you know, that's what you're using.
Yes. Yeah, it's you got me wanting to put a Quadrajet back on here. I mean, it's not that hard. I'll think about it.
Okay.
Because if I put a Quadrajet on, we're not changing the intake, and at that point, I'm probably not changing anything. Then I'd probably go find all my cruise control pieces that I actually have from the Monte Carlo that I'm not going to use.
Right.
You could probably just bolt those right up to this. In fact, I've got a Quadrajet on the Monte Carlo. I mean, it's dead as a doornail, but I have a Quadrajet.
I've got a Quadrajet kit at the shop.
Oh my God. No. We're going to put an Edelbrock on this for today, and it's going to work, and then we'll come back later and figure out. He's over here. He's got this carburetor part. You know what I've done? I took one spark plug wire off, and he had to help me with that. I'm half kidding. I couldn't reach the wire over there. I'm going to start pulling plugs out. We'll come back when I get the spark plugs out, and we'll take a look at them and see what all spark plugs look like. That'll give us a little bit of an idea of how the engine's running.
I will bet they're wet with gas.
I'll bet they're wet, and they are completely covered in black soot. And hopefully no gray or white. Hopefully they're just...
I don't think there will be.
I'm crossing my fingers. The truck hasn't given me any problems other than running crazy rich. I swear it's just been dumping gasoline. Did
you look down in the intake?
I did. I was hoping maybe you spilled a bunch of gas in it.
Well,
because it is soaking wet in there.
I hit the throttle after I had pulled it around.
Yeah.
So if it would have dumped gas, if that would have been just from that, it would have been all out here.
Oh, there's none out there.
No.
So okay. Well, let's get these spark plugs out, and we'll come back and see how this engine's running. All right. That was super easy.
Oh, yeah.
That was the easiest job ever.
It wasn't bad.
11:34 at night. How many were stripped?
2.
2. On the passenger side.
2 on the passenger side. The other 2 were something. I don't know what, but they were had to come out.
Yeah, several of them were kind of difficult to get out. I don't know what the deal is, but obviously these first 2 that are really silver here, yeah, and one of them not in all the way.
Yeah.
One wasn't seated all the way. So whoever did this, I have no idea. Whoever did the tune-up on this, but they obviously stripped 2 spark plugs in cast iron heads.
Yep.
That ain't an easy job.
No.
Now, thankfully, the new spark plugs did go back in.
Yes.
But the 2 that were stripped, those were bare to tighten down.
Yeah.
And one of these, didn't we break the porcelain?
Yeah, I did on that.
Right here.
It wasn't even the one stripped.
Yeah, this isn't even the one that stripped. But the porcelain broke trying to get this out. Look at this. Look at the... Yeah, I mean, honestly, these spark plugs were bare. The distributor cap, boy, this is telling. Look at all the metal down in there where the button was. And then you probably can't see these terminals, but look how caked and corroded all of that is. Here's the rotor bug. It's the same deal. It's got metal all over it.
I really expected that to be a lot rougher.
So did I. It actually looks decent, almost like somebody sanded it.
I wonder if somebody sanded it or somebody put in a different bug, but not a cap.
Yeah. Why would you? Anyway. Oh, bolts fell out. Okay. So we have a brand new Edelbrock ABS2 carburetor. We have a new fuel filter. We have new plugs, new wires, new cap, new rotor bug.
Yep.
All that's left is turn the key, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to run, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to run. It ain't going to run. I'm kidding. It's
Remember when I threw that rag at you a while ago?
He did. He whacked me upside the head with a rag. All right. Well, here's the deal. Whether it runs or not doesn't matter, because this day's over. Literally, it's already almost tomorrow. All right. Let's see what she does. Yeah, that's how much gas was left in the intake.
Yeah.
That without the carburetor having any gas in it at all, it was just able to run.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately died. So now she's got nothing left in her. Come on, girl. Woo!
There's a lot of gas in that intake.
Yeah. Man, you could damn near balance a dime.
That sounds beautiful.
Doesn't it? Listen how smooth and quiet this thing is. The choke is starting to open up. That didn't take long. I think give her a couple minutes to kind of warm up here. And
Did the throttle feel better?
no, the throttle feels stiff. But if you look over here, look how that throttle cable is.
Yeah, they got it curly.
Instead of going straight through, they've got it bent and run in. And I got a feeling that's where the stiffness in the throttle is coming from.
Right.
We're gonna let her sit here and idle for a little bit. We'll make sure it doesn't have any fuel leaks or anything. Make sure nothing catches on fire. And then we can take it for a quick spin. I'll air up these tires. And we'll see if it rides any better down the road. Because before it was pop, 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 pop. It was just spitting and sputting something fierce. I think it's gonna do all right though. If it doesn't, I'm done with it.
No.
I'm kidding. That would suck though to put a carburetor and everything on it for nothing.
If that doesn't fix it, we'll put that in.
Tonight? No.
Sure.
No. No, we're not. All right, guys, give this thing a few minutes to run. We'll come back and see how it's doing. You know what I forgot to do? I ain't gonna mess with it. I set the timing. Yeah. I keep forgetting that's part of a tune-up on these old things. It's now 12:05.
Well, hey, we made it to Saturday.
Yeah, we made it to Saturday. She's pretty well buttoned up under here. We did find the brand new fuel pump down there. Looks to be leaking around the diaphragm. You guys ain't gonna be able to see it, but just take my word for it. It is slightly leaking. That's fine.
That's a very new one too, because look at the gasket on
Yeah.
that thing.
It's probably not made for ethanol. And almost all gas these days has ethanol in it.
Yeah.
It's hard to get anything without ethanol anymore. Now, I already had this truck get an oil change while I was at Walmart. I got the new tires and all that good stuff. Got the oil change. Now it's got a new filter, new fuel filter, new carburetor. It's got a brand new fuel pump. While I was in the bathroom, you exploded it.
Well,
The truck, that is.
I just flipped the throttle a little bit because, I've been sitting here warming up for quite a while. I
Yeah.
thought, let's see what this 4-barrel will do now that it's warmed up. And it yelled at me.
Yeah, so bang.
Bang.
I've been suspecting for a while the timing was off.
Oh, it was.
Because after you drive it and it's good and warm, like on the highway and everything, you shut it off, you go to start it, it drags like rrr, 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 rrr,
Yeah.
and I was like, the timing is off. So I thought, no big deal. It's quick to set the timing. No big deal. We ran into a little problem with that.
Yeah, we cannot find any timing marks.
No pointer,
At
no nothing. So if any of you are experts on these old body style Chevys, it's just a small block Chevy. It doesn't really matter. They're all practically the same.
Yeah, they're the same. It should have a pointer, driver's side,
Right.
down there on the timing chain cover.
But we've looked from up top. We've looked from over here, although you can't really see nothing from over here because everything is in the way. No matter what we look, where we look, we cannot find any pointers on this. So I'm a little concerned. It's got 97,000 miles on it. Maybe somebody had to get in there and change timing chain. I wouldn't think so. But it doesn't seem to have a pointer. So if any of you may have any clue where that would be on this, please let me know. So what I did, and you got to tell them, because they won't believe it if I tell them.
He got the wrench, loosened the distributor, moved it just a hair, and nailed it first time.
First time.
4-barrel opens just as pretty and responsive as you please.
They still ain't gonna believe it.
Santa, come on.
Because I don't know nothing about cars, man. You know. Anyway, I'm beating a dead horse here. I know a little something about cars. I mean, obviously the timing's not going to be right until we can, well, like you said, we can dial it in with a compression cage. But sure, let's do that. I'm just here bragging on myself, and I just said we're going to set the timing with a compression gauge.
It's after midnight, Randy.
Yeah, it's been a long day. Let's take it on a drive. I don't suspect, I mean, obviously the timing's not going to be perfectly dialed in because it's not set properly. So it's as good as I can do for now. Let's shut the hood. We've got the tires aired up. Look how easy that closes. Isn't that?
This thing is just gorgeous.
I mean, I may send it to Brian at the Auto Spa and have him do a nice paint correction, ceramic coating. Oh. And I'd love to get the bed rhino lined, spraying bed liner to cover up all that mess back there. Mm-hmm. Oh, it looks so good.
It would be pristine.
So good. The only thing, and most people probably haven't noticed, you see the gap on the bumper here? Uh-huh. These are those shock absorbing bumpers. You know, those 5 mile an hour.
I don't think they are.
Oh, don't tell me that. They better be, because this side is shoved in.
But if you look, it has been hit right here.
Yes. Yeah, and right here.
That's why it's shoved in like that.
Yeah. I could swear this has shock absorbers.
I bet you it's frame rail.
Shock absorbers it is.
BS.
No. Boy, it could have frame damage. No. That little didn't cause frame damage. It needs a bumper.
Yeah.
Is what it needs. And probably a couple of those little wing support braces back there to straighten it out. But I mean, honestly, most people probably haven't even noticed it. It's not, unless you really stare at it, you're not gonna see it.
No.
You want to take it out for a spin? You want to drive? You've never driven it. You want to drive it? Drive it. Oh, you remember that knife we were looking for?
Yeah. Did you find it in your coat?
It's in my pocket. Oh, man. Santa rolling the square body.
Legged people!
Oh, no, it doesn't go any further back.
It don't?
It does not. Do you want me to drive?
You're going to have to.
I totally forgot about that.
Oh.
Yeah, when you drive this thing...
Yeah, that seat needs to go back another 2 inches.
Driving this thing, even for me, the steering wheel is... I mean, you're driving with it in your stomach.
Yeah.
I think that was a safety feature from GM, so if you got in a wreck...
He catch you in the stomach?
Yeah, instead of airbags, your stomach, you're going to slam at. There we go. Listen to that.
Oh, perfect.
Even the lights work, even the buzzer.
I know how to fix that.
She sounds healthy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me get buckled up. We'll take her out for a little spin. Ooh. Ooh.
Hey, you better fold that in.
Ooh. That one's all right. Yeah, there's plenty of room over there. It's so nice to get a vehicle out of my shop. Now, if only I can get the other one out, I can use my lift again. That would be really, really nice. All right.
That's
nice.
Got some motion to it.
Nice. Let's go this way. I don't want rocks thrown at me.
Oh, he's riding that right now.
Before it just spit and sput. Smooth as silk.
That leaves you back in the seat a little bit too.
I'm not even romping on it. I'm afraid it's going to go bang.
I think you got that problem taken care of.
We'll get it up to speed, see how she does out here. Kick down.
Air leak over there?
Yeah, right here. Wing window.
Ah, okay.
Listen to that. No spitting and sputting. I got new Bilstein shocks for it because this thing floats like a damn boat on the ocean. It's kind of bad. So I got the new, heavy. I got the, it's still bouncing. I got the new heavy duties. We're already going 65. That ain't right. I mean, I heard them open. It didn't go bang, but it didn't exactly
take off and fly.
It didn't exactly take off. No. Hear it stumble.
Yep.
Oh, it's a beautiful sound though.
It needs to advance just a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe somebody can help us and find the damn timing mark on this thing. I'd love to. I don't know what most people set them to, but I typically set it for about 14.
Right.
And that's always worked pretty good for me. I don't know what the factory specs are. Probably a lot less than that because of emissions. They're probably calling for like 10.
Right.
But typically I put them at 14. It seems to do fine for me. But I mean, it's got plenty of power. You can hear the 4 barrels open. There we go. I just buried the speedometer. Wow, it's going around.
Oh,
wow. Wow. All right.
I don't think it's done that in a while.
And how smooth was it?
It was nice.
Like really, it's my fuel economy's been horrible in this. I've been good to get about 10.4 miles a gallon. And that's awful for an overdrive.
And now that you got a 4 barrel, it ain't gonna help any.
Well, yeah. Oh, I should have turned around right there. Damn, I got to enjoying the ride so much. I didn't even think to turn around. All right, guys, I'm gonna turn this bad boy around. It still stumbles, just a tad. It's all right though. It needs a little bit of fine tuning, but she's good. Well, we made it back. I'm gonna roll this window down just a little bit so you can kind of hear it. Wouldn't an exhaust?
Oh yeah.
Listen how smooth. And in the cab, it is so smooth in here. Isn't that beautiful?
It is.
Isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
All right. Truck seems to be happy. It's running well. Oh, I got a bright light out. Sometimes you can just kind of.
There you go.
Am I an old school mechanic or not?
You got the touch.
See, it's fixed, good as new. There's just something about the look of these trucks. That very square, like rectangular front end.
Yeah.
Everything's rectangles. The grill is 2 rectangles. The headlights, rectangles. Everything is just, and then the truck itself, a big brick on wheels.
Yep.
I love it.
That's the name, square body.
Square body. I'm surprised they didn't call it brick body. It's a big, heavy truck, but I mean, we got her moving out there.
Yeah.
The speedometer it was like trying to wrap around, man. I was kind of impressed.
It got up and went.
Yeah.
It did.
I mean, you ain't gonna go out there and burn the tires off of it or anything. And I mean, maybe you could. I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't even try. You know, that's not what this truck is for. But I think, you know, you put a nice little exhaust on it. Not anything crazy. It doesn't need to be obnoxious. Just something decent to give it a little sound, give it a little personality.
You know, I've got the perfect thing for you.
What do you got?
I got those ceramic coated hooker headers.
Yeah.
That were given to me. They are off of the C10.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah. And I've also got those Hush Thrush.
Yes. See, that would give it
be a beautiful sound.
That would be the perfect combination. I could take it to an exhaust shop. In fact, I got the perfect place, Performance Muffler. Take it over there to them in Norman. Say, but the header's on here.
Yeah.
Then, ooh, drive it with open headers.
Oh God.
Well, that's for another day. I think it's dialed in good enough to get by. And I mean, the thing still has working R12 air conditioning too.
Wow.
Yeah. Somebody, damn it. Somebody really, it could be a loose connection. Oh yeah. See, you don't have the touch. He doesn't have the, watch me. Watch. Look, see? That means I'm a better mechanic. Oh, I know where he's going with that. He should have thrown it right on the camera. Should have hit them with it. I think that's going to be it. Obviously, truck still needs a few little odds and ends here and there, and but overall, just a beautiful truck.
Oh, it is exceptional for its age. I love it.
The tune-up and the new carburetor, no dead spots. I mean, that was my biggest complaint. I drove it 300 or 400 miles, and it was really becoming a pain because it was like surging. And once you got it going, you were pretty well good. But if you had to get into passing gear, it would but. Now it's just like boom, boom, on demand. Need to replace that fuel pump.
Yeah.
And aside from that, like as far as driving, she's ready.
Yeah.
She's ready to go down the road.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Well, man, thank you for hanging out for the entire night.
Oh, you bet.
Like I said, if you don't know who Santa's Workshop is, well, this is him right here. His name's Michael. You should go check him out on his YouTube channel and at least click on his latest video and say, hey, man, thanks for helping and staying all night. That'd be nice. Go watch the video, leave him a comment, subscribe to his channel. Link below this video. We're going to get out of here, guys. If you enjoyed the video, well, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, drop a comment below, consider subscribing to my channel if you enjoy the content. Till next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.